And yeah, anyone that would like to leave a lurk, be a whole lot cooler if you did, but no worries. Let me water this down a bit. Pace ourselves. It's left over from yesterday. So yeah, I don't think Prism is going to do exactly what I wanted. I think the stuff we've done with Dredd is pretty valuable still. I should have had my phone on me. We're fine. Cool. All right. So let's clean up some tabs real quick. Yep, there's our render stuff deployed. And you know what? I'm pretty sure they do have Lambda functions, right? Mast wouldn't be working without it. So yeah, you can do server-side functions with render. I don't know why I was thinking you couldn't. Just brain farting. Pretty sure you can. Oh, yeah, this seemed cool. This is interesting, right? The contributor index. I like that. I might end up using this to look for, like, other companies that might be cool to work at. It's surprising how much some of the big enterprises actually contribute back in open source. Right, and that's just a number of scale. What I'd like to see is contributors versus the size of the company. The only way to really do that would be to know the exact amount of employees these companies have. But that would be a more valuable way of, like, analyzing the data. Right? Like Samsung. Sure, they have 206 active contributors, but they're like a 100,000 person company or some shit. I'd love to know, like, how many is actually developers, but still. Whereas, I believe Automatic is a much smaller company. The fact that they have the same amount of active contributors, yeah, it's because Automatic is an open source first company, right? WordPress. We're going to tweet this out, because I think it's kind of cool. I'm gonna do it as a follow-up tweet. Yeah, I think that was a good tweet. So, yep, now I've got it forever as a tweet, so we don't have to pay attention. We're not going to be doing the Astro stuff right now. We can close our Vexilla stuff. This is the thing we're digging into. So, right, I've got this PR. I created it for OSS Hack. I didn't get it finished in time for the deadline, but I still want to finish it because I think it's useful and valuable, and I think Cal.com, their entire future is going to hinge upon enterprises being able to integrate with their API. Right? Their ability as a company to secure large contracts and large customers will hinge upon the ability of those customers to create their own integrations for it from other tooling, from other applications, from all sorts of stuff. The bare minimum they need for that is an open API spec that is trustworthy, that we know actually represents what the API is capable of. And I'm not sure they have that yet. We need to validate it. Technically, it doesn't even work in production, right? API.cal.com docs. We don't get any of these paths. That's a problem, right? None of the paths of the application are exposed, which means none of that other data actually matters, right? The references, the entities, the schemas, none of it. So they've got a runtime issue with that. Now, in dev, we can actually comb this and get it, so it's most likely due to how they are gluing some of these things together, or maybe... What if it's due to minification and the comments are getting stripped? Right? In production, the code may be minified in a way that the Swagger comments are stripped. So there's an issue that I commented on that I'd like to chime in with. Yeah. So, boom, there we go. Yeah. Man, I'm really proud of that epiphany. Maybe it's not accurate, but it's a good, guess. I'm really happy with that guess. Yeah, so the issue this other person was getting at is that there's actually stuff missing. So that might not even be the right endpoint for me to be making those comments. So yeah, I think we're good. So I still think what we're doing is valuable. Let's get rid of that. We don't need it. All right, so we have modified a whole bunch of things. Let's just close all of them and get a fresh start. The basic gist is that we have this Dredd YAML file and these Dredd hooks. This Dredd hooks file, we end up defining placeholder IDs. These values directly map to example values that are in the OpenAPI spec. Those example values needed to be there for any required parameters in the URL for Dredd.js to actually even be able to parse it. Placeholder IDs here are expected, they're going to be in the URL we get, but we need to end up replacing them with a real ID value that is either existing or something we create on our own for usage in like a delete, right? So yeah, existing IDs. This is going to be IDs that are already in the API. Right? That way it can change. That way their seed scripts can change, things like that. And we just adapt to them. And then temporary IDs are things that we're going to create in this script, possibly in just like the before all. We could even do it ahead of time. But in the before all, we would then populate temporary IDs with things that we can delete, things that we're okay modifying. That way we don't have to worry about the order in which these things are done. I think that's an important step. That's why people consider Dredd.js tests flaky, because some people are not creating the things they need ahead of time. Right? Or not creating them on the fly as needed, not fetching things as they need on the fly. So it involves a mutable database state that we want to try and mutate as little as possible. Right, so that subsequent test runs, you know, are idempotent. They don't care about a previous test run, things like that. So yeah, that's our goal. Our first step today is going to be getting all of the existing IDs we care about. And then after that, we probably end up creating the before all hook that will populate temporary IDs for us. So yeah, I think I like this. And yeah, how you doing, Jens, Mr. Sir? Appreciate you. Yeah, what are you up to? I don't know why my little brain fart, I almost gave you a shout out. like you stream or something. So yeah, let's get to it. Yeah, what are you up to, Jens? Anything fun? And I did miss a follow like an hour ago. I'm sorry there. Loose. Appreciate you. Weird, I didn't get a notification for that reply. Alright, so function get existing IDs, async. Probably don't need to try catch it. Things can just fail. Little late night browsing, looking for Christmas gifts for the kids. Oh, there you go. Let me move that over just in case people on YouTube want to chat. Luckily, I didn't miss any chat messages yet. But yeah, Christmas gifts for the kids. That's tough. What do they like? All they want is upgrades for their gaming rigs? Ooh, I gotcha. That's tough. Those can be spendy. They want new GPUs, right? The most expensive part. Alright, so yeah, we just got to start going through these entities. Oh, right. There you go, Nightshade. Yeah, Nightshade will happily take the non-RGB parts that the kids don't want anymore. I'm going to create a Dredd helpers file as well. Yeah, no worries, Nightshade. Had to chime in for that. I get you. Yeah, let's pull these functions out. Yeah. Yeah, anything aesthetic like that, I'd just flat out say no. But that's me, right? If they wanted like a legitimate upgrade, then sure. But something that superficial, nah. That'd be a no from me. I don't know how old your kids are though. If they're in their teens at all, no, get a job. Right? It is like a popular trend. I saw Nate Coates has a white cabinet as well now. I think it's a terrible idea. They're gonna get dirty so quick. Their grubby hands all over it. Yeah, 15 and 18? No, that's get a job territory. 11. Okay, 11 is not get a job territory. Yeah, there you go, exactly. Right, if it's something that would legitimately improve the gaming experience, then I'd be all for it. Right? It's like fancy rims or a spoiler on a car. It's only going to matter at the topmost level when you're doing racing. Your kids shouldn't be racing their car. You know, like, so yeah, it's a moot point. Reminds me of, there's a pretty decent Louis C.K. Quote. He's got from like one of his early stand-up bits. Yeah, once you get old, you know, doctors just really stop doing anything, you know? Like when you're young, oh, they got surgeries, they got all sorts of stuff they'll do for you to fix your body. When you're old, nah. Right? I went to the doctor for my hurt ankle the other day, and the doctor was like, oh yeah, so you'll just start taking 4 ibuprofen. And I'm like, well, okay. And when do I stop? Oh, no, you don't stop. You just keep doing that now. Well, isn't there some, like, surgery or something you could do? Doctor's like, yeah, maybe. Well, shouldn't I get that surgery? What if I was an athlete? You're not an athlete. You know? So whatever line of questioning you're going to have after that, no. Right? Like, it's a pretty good bit. Some of his early stand-up is really good. You're not an athlete. Any questions after that based on that? Yeah. Your ankle, it's just shitty now. Yeah, exactly, Hazmat. You know the routine. Yeah, I missed a line. Yeah, that's your life now. Your ankle's just shitty now. Yeah, it's a good routine. Again, separate the art from the artist. No matter how you feel about Louis C.K. as a person, his stand-up routine was pretty good. Yeah, exactly. Matt Rife doesn't get that pass. His stand-up's not very good. You know, like, yeah, his art sucks too. All right, so yeah, we're just gonna do console log foo in there. We need to go actually create the functions that are gonna modify this, and that's gonna be happening over in helpers. Now, I will say, Matt Rife does really good crowd work. That is admirable, but you can't base an entire career around crowd work. All right, so attendees. Chicken tendies? What we need to do is actually... Oh, yeah, no worries, Jens. Have a good one. We need to spin up that backend server. Let's switch this over to the right folder. I forget what the command is to run this server. I think it's just yarn start. Oh, no, you know what? We need to do the yarn DX thing first. Yeah, we had to do a reinstall for some reason. What's up, Alpha? How you doing? What you up to? We're back to the cal.com stuff. As a recap of Vexilla stuff you might have missed yesterday, we got the... we deprecated all of the old repos now that we're using a mono repo. We switched the license to BSL license, and we established an automated contributor license agreement, which is awesome. And yeah, we were using this. Oh man, I should probably just schedule a tweet for this one, because I want to shout out the CLA assistant. Oh, it's DM Mulroy here, right? Nope, it is Dylan. Oh, I don't... Yeah, I missed it the first time, I guess. Does he go by Shy Ryan? forget what Shy Ryan goes by. Oh, it's Ryan Winchester. Okay. Or is it? Ryan R. Winchester. Ah. I couldn't even see it. It blended in. All right, we got to trim. I'm building an open source tool. I hope to get plenty of contributors and have already had 2 awesome contributions. Maybe I just do the shout outs here in a follow-up tweet. Oh, you can't schedule multiple tweets? Oh, that's annoying. Let me just copy this just to be sure. Yeah, so we're going to schedule this, I don't know, tomorrow morning, 7 a.m. my time, or, yeah, 7 a.m. my time, 10 a.m. for real people. No, for East Coasters. Let's do it. What's today's date? 6th, so 7th. Yeah, we'll do it 7:55, why not? All right, cool. And yeah, I schedule some tweets. Like the one I just did today, like shouting out the watch hours. Yeah, I scheduled that one yesterday, I think. I'm still blown away by this, dude. 571,000 watch hours here on this stream. That is 65 years of watch time. Y'all did that. Thank you. That is really awesome. And I think it was just last year that we were at the 400K. So we've hit 171K just in the past, like, year-ish. That's awesome. I think it's more like a year and a half. But yeah. Yeah, I'm stoked on it. But okay, so back to what we're doing. We do need to do this part now. Yeah, I got distracted. We were just doing an install, so felt like looking at something else real quick. Oh, that's right. So we don't have access to Apple's native virtualization because we're not on Ventura Plus. So my computer is going to get real slow again while Rancher is open because it needs to use QEMU. I wouldn't mind checking out Podman, actually, just in case. Maybe Podman can do it? I doubt it, but whatever. So it's an alternative to Docker Desktop. I've been using Rancher Desktop, which is especially useful for Kubernetes stuff. I just want to see if I'm able to use pretty much, you know, QEMU chews up a bunch of system resources. So I'm going to see if maybe Podman can use some type of native virtualization instead of QEMU. I don't think so because I'm on an old version of macOS. But we can try it. Yeah, another one I've heard of is OrbStack. Oh, it's made by Red Hat, too. Oh, that's cool. Oh, weird. So Podman Desktop shipped with an older version of Podman. Oh. Well, I don't remember doing that. This is my nightmare. Having to do a brew update and then brew upgrade. Why not use Docker Desktop? They kind of ruined a lot of goodwill. The biggest one was when they were trying to do like the forced upgrade process. Oh, you want to not upgrade your version? Pay us money. Yeah, I mean, it looked like it was made by Red Hat. Thought I saw that somewhere. Yeah, Podman's especially interesting. Oh man, you can run OpenShift local. You can run Kind, Lima, right? Podman itself, Docker itself. Seems cool. Doesn't look like it supports Kubernetes though. So if you do a lot of Kubernetes stuff, probably worth it to use Rancher instead. Well, what's up, MT? How you doing? Thank you for the follow. Oh, cool. Sympathy's going. Haven't seen Sympathy stream in a while. Oh, she's doing a game jam. Nice. The thing in the title? So yeah, we're going to be doing some Dredd.js testing of the Calcom API to enforce or ensure that the OpenAPI spec is an accurate representation of the API itself. Right now we're doing a brew install of Podman, and that was probably a mistake. Oh, thanks, House. Keep in mind that it is buggy, it's missing a lot of features, but it's still pretty fun. It's especially good for presentations. Just because, you know, it's aesthetic and pretty. Am I going the right way here? Yeah, there we go. Yeah, no worries. Any minute now. But yeah, what's everyone up to? How about that? Anything fun? I'm gonna pour a beverage. Pretty pumped. I've got an interview tomorrow. Got another one scheduled for next week. Reviewing an upcoming Angular book. Oh, that sounds fun, Lazy. Nice. Yeah, we'll see. Yeah, this one's for like a DevRel or dev advocate kind of position. So I think that'd be cool. We may end up looking at their product here a little bit later today. Just because I should be familiar. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Exactly. Thank you. Oh, ThinkBot Labs, I see you over in the stream. I'm lurking too. Yeah, Adam's awesome. Come on, Brew, you can do this. Yeah, we'll see. Yeah. I haven't interviewed for a dev advocate role for a while, so yeah. My guess is it's mainly just gonna be like chatting, getting to know each other, figuring out the next steps. So we'll see. What's up, Jotson? How you doing? Any minute now. Oh my god, this was a mistake. Should we watch JS Wat? Or like the Wat.js video real quick? We'll do it. Yeah, we're gonna do it. Have y'all seen that video yet? Who here has not seen Wat? All right, there you go. I think you're going to like it. Keep in mind, this is not to be negative about languages. They all have hiccups and foot guns and issues. His phrasing is a little harsher than I would normally allow in stream, but it's a very funny video. It's worth watching.
All right, good. You guys know what WAT means? WAT. Exactly. Let's talk about Ruby. In Ruby, if you reference an undefined variable, of course it name errors, as you would expect. And if you try to assign B to A with them undefined, of course it name errors, as you would expect. And what happens if you try to assign A to A with A undefined?
We're still waiting.
Correct. Nil.
WAT.
Let's talk about Ruby. Ruby, unlike some other dynamic languages, does not have bare words, so you cannot just type words in and have strings come out. Unless you define a particular method missing that does the right thing. And then if you type bare words, suddenly Ruby supports bare words. And in fact, it will even support bare words with bangs in them. And this is not deserving of WAT. This is actually a result of how awesome Ruby is. But if you ever actually do this, then WAT. Let's talk about JavaScript. Does anyone know in JavaScript what array plus array is? Well, let me ask you this first. What should array plus array be?
Empty array.
Empty array, I would also accept type error. That is not what array plus array is. Wrong. Wrong. Array plus array is empty string. Obviously, I think that's obvious to everyone. Now, what would array plus object be? This should obviously be type error because those are completely disparate types. Does anyone know what this is? No. Close. No. Far away. It's object. Right. Nicely done. Now, of course, because this is plus, so you can flip the operands and the same thing comes out. So if we do, what? No, that's just an object. If you do object plus array, you should get exactly the same thing, which, as you can see, you do. And finally, the only one of these that's actually true is, because you add arrays, you get empty string, that doesn't make sense. But an object plus an object is actually not a number, technically. So this one's actually right. And exactly, right? Like, what is even going on in this lab? I don't even understand what person with a brain in their head would think that any of this is a good idea. Okay. Enough making fun of languages that suck. Let's talk about JavaScript. If I say array.new 16, or just array 16, I get an array of 16 things, which it represents as 16 commas, which is obvious. And if I then join those with a string, then I get the string 16 times. This is actually the only line in this entire presentation that's reasonable. Now, if I take that string and then add a 1 to it, it interprets the 1 as, or casts the 1 to a string, and then we get wat1 a bunch of times. Fine. Does anyone know what will happen if I subtract 1 from the string? I'm assuming no one does. I'll give you a hint. Does this help? Does anyone know? Wet man. That's all I got. Thank you, guys.
Such a good little lightning talk. They did. Solid stuff. How many years of lives have been wasted on installing dependencies? Oof. Yeah, it's tough. I don't know. I did the math yesterday on how many watch hours we've had in this stream, and it's 65 years worth. So, yeah, the years add up. The years add up real quick. All right, let me get music going again. Let's get volumes back to where they should be. Oh, wrong thing. Yeah, maybe. I install a lot of dependencies. You're not wrong. I think a big part of the problem is that so much of this stuff has to be like pre-compiled, or it actually has to be like compiled on the fly versus being pre-compiled for various platforms. That'd be so much better. But it would be prohibitively expensive for storage costs. So I get it. Ooh, that would actually be a valid service that some big company like Amazon or Google should probably adopt, because how much time do they spend internally doing stuff like this, right? Now, I'd bet Google probably actually has an internal proxy for Brew. right? Pre-compiled for the platforms they support internally. It'd be a whole lot cooler if they made it open. But that'd be a lot of bandwidth they'd have to pay for. But yeah, some giant company like that should probably expose a public source of that just for the goodwill of it. I know any company that did that would get a big thumbs up in my book. It's a shame you can't, you know, keep thumbs ups in the bank though, right? Can't buy food with a thumbs up. Can't do stock buybacks with a thumbs up. How is get text taking this long to compile? The answer is my Mac Mini is sweating. So, in the meantime, yeah, what's everyone up to? Doing anything fun? Any fun plans? I'll be playing some Baldur's Gate 3, our good playthrough tonight. The evil playthrough is on Saturday. We're almost at the end of Act 1. It's crazy how long the acts are when you're a completionist. There's a lot to do. But if you barrel through it, it's pretty easy. Like, it can go quick. No. I've got a gaming PC. I am surrounded by computers. If the computer uprising ever happens, I'm dead real fast. I got a gaming PC, my stream PC, my Mac Mini, a MacBook. I got another MacBook that sleeps next to me. Alright, it's like the, you know, watch random shit until 3 a.m. PC. So I caught up on Crapopolis recently. I like that show. Dan Harmon knocked it out of the park with that one. I'd like it if there was more like overarching plot, right? Like, you know, some type of like multi-episode story arcs. They don't have much in the way of that. It's very much like The Simpsons, Futurama, things like that. But yeah, computer Toy Story or that episode of Futurama where the robots take over. Yeah, that would not end well for me. My microphone would probably kill me first. It's had to listen to me all day, every day. Like, yeah. It's fed up, man. I really like mine, the shotgun mic. So good, just out of the way, just, you know, points at the thing you need to record. Good to go. It's one of the somewhat cheaper ones. It's like a $250 one. I think this one's the Audio Technica AT897. I've got a Sennheiser SM800 or something like that over on the YouTube rig. Dude, how many things do we gotta recompile, dude? Yeah, the brew was a mistake. Mistakes were made. I should have just used Rancher. So here's the thing. You know what? We have the OpenAPI spec already. We don't need to wait for it to be done. I just wasn't thinking about that. We can just go do this while we're waiting. Ooh, hold on. Let's try the next one. They've got a beta version? So, there is one thing missing. They have an endpoint for me, but it's not actually documented. Yeah, we can't run our requests yet, but that's fine. So here in Dredd helpers, get me. So const me response, and we can just say response. That's fine. Response is equal to fetch We know this is going to be localhost, so that's fine. Oh. Oh, and yeah, this is JavaScript, so we can't do that. Let's go double check this. Let's go look in their code. Ah, there's the done function. That's right. I had a quick question. Is there anyone that can verify if my YouTube stream is even working right now? Or is it borked? So I feel like there would have been at least a lurker. I've seen 8 views and they only stay for like 30 seconds. So do I have audio issues or anything? Check, check. My mic looks a little quiet, actually. It's working, sound and all. Thank you, Lars. I appreciate that. Yeah, I'm asking about, like, the YouTube one. Yeah, all right. People just aren't interested on YouTube in this one. I wonder if a lot of the people that watch my live stream on YouTube also watch, like, Theo, because Theo's live right now. But yeah, no worries. Thank you. Yeah, I appreciate the lurk. What are we compiling now? Oh, OpenSSL. Yeah, I get it. My poor little Mac Mini. All right, so we just want to go through this list, but some of these are going to require other things, right? So there's going to be some like waterfall of what we need before other stuff. As far as I'm thinking, it's probably going to be something like this. I should get all the non-dependency related things first. User ID definitely goes first. Team ID is the next bit. Yeah, we'll leave that. That's fine. Still going. So yeah, we're going to keep hacking these out. I don't know if any of them are going to be accurate. Slake Joe, no. Sounds incredibly unethical. You will be banned for asking further unethical questions. All right, let's go look at the Teams API. What's up, Geralt? How you doing? Yeah, so their open API docs are incredibly lacking. It doesn't tell us anything about what the return type is going to be. So I think that would be another key takeaway from what we're doing here. We end up needing to create a table that we can use to fill in the blanks for the Open API spec, right? Because we're missing a return type at the bare minimum here. For a post, we do see what the request body should be, which is good. We don't know what's going to get returned from a 200, though. A 201 means that there's no body, right? So that's fine. But a get is not a 201, and we need to know what's going to be in there. So yeah, a lot of their like entities are not defined. And they are using Prisma, which means that there should be some schema. Yeah, return teams. So we see what's going to be there. We end up only needing the ID. So yeah, all right, I'll call that good. So as far as getting teams, I'd say we're set. What is availabilities? Sure. When we post an availability, we post it to there, we get our API key. The request body is going to need a schedule ID. So schedule ID has to go before availability ID. Interesting that availability is scoped to a team, but we don't even see a team ID in here. That's weird. Okay. Yeah, I wonder if... Hold on, let's go look at this again. Creating an availability requires schedule ID, and it doesn't require team ID. Okay, so it's just going to be for the user. Okay. And then availability here is team specific. So that would be like team availability. That's a different one. Okay. So their seeds should have something created for the schedule that's created to. So if that's not there, that would be a flaw in their seeding. Yeah, I think I'm okay with that. All right, so schedule ID is the next one we need. Get schedule IDs takes in just API key. Very similar here. And a lot of these end up being very similar functions. There's most likely something we could do to, you know, get out of the repetition. I'm just not certain that's the right move yet. So we can refactor later, but for now, let's do this part. This is still going. Oh, Podman. All right, so at least we're being productive while it's running. So then after schedules, this is for a specific availability. And realistically, yeah, availability ID for this one let's go back and look at one. So that's for availabilities. This is for schedules. Within schedules, then we see availability, and that's an array. It's just .id, right? Yeah. All right, how about booking? Yep, we just need the API key in that one. We also need our user ID in this one. Not required, though. So it's our API key, and it's most likely if we don't pass it, then it's us. Yeah. What's up, Cinder? How you doing? Aw, really? Aw, that sucks. I hate that. Oop. All right, so what is a booking reference ID? Not sure about the difference between those. Just takes in the API key. So yeah, booking reference ID is just separate but similar. Oop. Yeah, so far these are very repetitive. Refactoring them later isn't going to be a big deal. But at least for now, I think we're fine. All right, so then attendee. Let's just get attendees. I find it strange. That it just takes an API key, but okay. This thing's still going. Oh, I made a mistake doing a brew install. Mistakes were made. Not happy about it. Whatever. All right, so getting custom inputs, that's going to be very similar too. Oh. There we go. Let me double check this. It just takes in the key. Yep. All right, grab the first one from the list, call it good. Now, what is a destination calendar here? We can do a get of those. Awesome. And yeah, this is a fair bit of boilerplate, but I'm okay with it. It's fine. About event types. Yep, just takes the API key there. Decentation. There we go. All right, so now event types, that's going to be very similar. Oh, you know what I'm missing? Almost all of these do a top-level prop instead of returning an array directly. Nope. Yeah, let me go look back at booking references. They don't say what it's going to return, but we can look here and it's booking underscore references. Oh, that's fun. Yep, comes back with an object of bookings. Custom inputs is probably custom underscore. Oh my. Event type custom inputs. That's fun. Let me double check attendees. Yep. All right, destination calendars. Ooh, inconsistent naming, that's fun. All right, and then event types. Yeah, exactly. It's pretty good. Oh, when did Plex start providing ad-based free TV? Oh, I have no idea. I don't use Plex, so I'm not sure. Event types is an underscore. All right, so that looks pretty good. I didn't look at the me endpoint real quick. It's going to be user. Yeah, so for this exact reason, I think we're not that redundant with how we're doing these things because the props aren't consistent. So yeah, with the props being inconsistent, yeah, we need these ad hoc functions. Oh, it's installing QEMU, so we're not going to be able to escape that one. That's a bummer. Okay, so getting event types. Do we have that part here? We have that part there. What part do we need after event types? That would be payments. And that's just a getter. So that's interesting. So yeah, no list method, need to get value from seed script. That one goes to the bottom. What is an external ID? We don't really see that. We need selected calendars in there. Not sure why I'm missing that from over here in hooks. Yeah, that's a mistake. Oh, and hold on. Wait. That's right. So we want to fetch the selected calendars. But we're gonna end up doing something with that value. Now hold on. This endpoint does only require the API key. So that's good. So I definitely want to log that. That's where, yeah, that's where external ID is going to come from. But that's going to involve us, like, parsing the value. Webhook ID should be separate, though. Yep, and that's still just going to be the ones that we have access to. So that one's simple. Comes back as a webhooks object, which is nice and easy. Okay, so then we just want to log selected calendars, but I bet we could just go look at what the intended response is Oh, they don't really tell us. If we assume if we assume that these are always going to be that way, we can just grab the first selected calendar and do a split. And yeah, Hector, thank you for those bits. Sorry, I almost left you hanging. We'll say integration ID. All right. So I would expect those functions to work. We still want to log selected calendars just in case. Nah, I think we're good, actually. No, we'll do it. We'll do it, just so we know. Hold on, I want to check something. I gotta try something real quick. I don't remember if this works in JavaScript. Pretty sure Python has like a way to do this really easily using list comprehension, but not positive. So technically, const this that integration, and then finally foo Google Calendar bar dot split the rest element must be the last element. Shit. Okay, we have a better way we can do this then. Or calendar ID parts. So calendar ID parts is equal to that. calendar ID parts dot. Oh, and how do we remove one from the front? Is it shift or unshift? I always forget. Removes the element at 0th. So shift is what I'm looking for. So then const external ID is equal to pop. And then const integration ID is equal to calendar ID parts.join again. All right, so that should work. And this is still going, so we can't even test it yet. All right, so while that's still running, I should probably use the restroom and pour some more water real quick. And I'm trying to remember how long it takes for pork to thaw. It's some pretty thin pork. An extra half hour or so isn't going to kill it. So yeah, I'm going to go thaw some pork for pork chops tonight. I'm going to pour some more water and use the restroom. And maybe, hopefully, this will be done. I'll let you all watch it. It'll be like watching paint dry. Fun. The most entertaining paint drying ever. So BRB, going to use the restroom. I'm back. Did it finish? No, of course it didn't finish. Ooh, that is not actually accurate right now. I just need to like clean that keyboard off. I really like that keyboard too. But the keyboard I have right now is a Magic Force 68 with Cherry MX greens. And the caps are, they're not the XDA. I think they're like an MT3. No, these are SAs. So yeah. Oop. It's a good keyboard. I should actually just start making like a tweet in which I take some really nice photos and then I can just reference that tweet. That'd probably be a good idea. So yeah, I'll start doing that and then linking the keyboard command just to the tweet. Yeah, I think that'll be a good idea. It's the finest kombucha. The booch, as Prime would call it, right? Okay, so here's the thing, right? This is the set of already existing IDs that we need to make requests with. We need to create another function that is yeah, we're going to move this script to a folder. In this folder, yeah, we'll just save this and move it over. Hey, what's up, Adrian? Yeah, it has been a while. How are you doing? But yeah, what have you been up to? Anything fun? Just work, getting the experience in. That's awesome. Yeah, that's one of the best parts. Okay, so placeholder IDs there. Those sit there. Get existing IDs. That's something we do there. Get temporary IDs. That'll be this part. All right, so then getting webhooks. Nope, that is not what we're doing. Instead, these are going to be creating things, and we got to figure out what that's going to mean at all. So I am willing to just delete that, organize these a bit. Right, so we do a create user. When creating a user, where does that even get called? And how's this doing? Still not done. So email and username are the only required properties. Cool. So using our API key, can we create a user? We'll find out. But it means we only need the API key. That is to users. This ends up being where we do method post. Delete me at example.com. Username, delete me. You got payday tomorrow? Hell yeah, Owen. Yeah, I'm glad you got a job, man. I would say within a couple months, start pushing for getting towards like developer stuff. I think that'd be huge for you. Now, hold on. When we create one, what do we get back? It'd be really nice if it returned the user ID for us. After 6 months? Okay. That's fine. I think that makes sense. Yeah, getting dev experience is going to be huge for you, though. Right? You don't want to be stuck in support for too long. All right, the quicker you can transition, the better it'll look on your resume. Things like that. Ugh. Open book should be fine. Nice. I'd say study up a bit just to make sure that you don't feel as stressed about it. And it's not import, it's const. Yet another case where my typing speed does not matter because we got auto completion, man. So it'll imply the .js. I don't mind being explicit with it. It's only more anxiety if you don't know the content. And real quick, Le Petit Chef. Thank you for the follow. Welcome. All right, so then this is constants. All right, so this create user function, it actually needs to create the user, but we get a 201, which means there's no value on the response. So we don't even need to really wait for that. We just hope it doesn't throw. So then for this part, we can return get me, or no, not get me. Oh. There isn't a top level get users. And we don't want to return it yet because we haven't parsed it. Or we will end up parsing it, but we need to like sort through and grab the users. So const users equal. And yeah, we got to go create that getter. So get me and get users are going to be similar. Let's double check I don't have that. Yeah, I don't. All right, so then, yeah, let's save that one. Here in creators, then we do the get users thing. We get that const delete me user is equal to users dot find, because we know it's an array. All right, boom, return create me user. So yeah, the creation methods are probably going to end up needing to glue things together if that is a pattern that they're going to have where they're not returning the values of the created user. They probably should. I think that'd be better than a 201. But that would be changing way too much. So yeah, we create user. We want to export that. Then here in get temporary IDs. Hell yeah, Owen. Yeah, I'm glad, man. Especially because they do the 6 month, like, you could become a dev thing. That's huge. It is so hard to get your first dev job that being able to, like, boost yourself up to one within an organization is huge. Right? That'll be so worth it. No. So keep in mind, support is not that hard to get into. And it's not something you want to leave on your resume for a long time. Yeah, I'm sorry. No offense to Jianhua if you're out there. But yeah, support is not something you want to be pigeonholed as. It's like being pigeonholed as a QA engineer. If you have too much QA experience on your resume, you're going to interview for so many roles. You're going to get through like a good portion of the interviews, and then they're going to be like, well, we don't have any room for you as a dev, but we do have room for a QA engineer. They're going to pull the same shit with IT. Right? The same shit with support, etc. So at some point, you end up dropping those off of your resume. I have talked to way too many, like, devs, or like, sorry, not devs, but like QA engineers who, like, their main story is, I'm trying to break out of it, but they keep trying to funnel me back into it. And I feel like you're probably going to end up having that same problem with support as well. Another important thing is that support roles are just not the same as doing dev. So it's not even relevant experience on your resume for your next dev job. Hey, Podman finished, though. Hey. What's up, Bob? How you doing? He's streamed a little bit. He's here all the time. He was a mod here for a long time. He says hi over on Gaming Stream a lot. And hey, what's up, Rich Codes Web? I feel like it's been a while since we've seen you. Yeah, what are you up to? All right, we'll let that finish initializing because we can't really test any of this until we get there. Oh, okay. I got you, Rich. Yeah, I'm sorry. I feel like that's been a thing. Like, I've heard several people kind of say that. So, yeah, I'm sorry about that. That's a bummer. But, yeah, hopefully you're feeling better. Oh, I'm going to get a vitamin, or a calcium in. Half of a calcium. Do the next half later. The answer is definitely no. That's why I have liquid sunshine right here. Bob, if you're above a certain latitude, even during the winter, you need to be supplementing vitamin D because the sun is not strong enough to generate enough vitamin D for you. I forget which parallel it is. Here in Washington, where I'm at, it's, yes, I absolutely need to supplement vitamin D during the winter, and I don't get outside enough anyway, so, you know. I got you, Rich. Yeah. Yeah, I don't want to trivialize it by trying to, like, offer tips or any BS. So, yeah, I don't know. You got this. I think that's the key. Podman is starting. Is it not started yet? Come on, man. Come on, Podman. Podman. Ah, fighter of the Docker Man. Ah. Yeah, damn right. Ooh, so next 14, that means you're opting into like the app router and all those things, right? Yeah, cool. Yeah, this is a good one there, Phil. And yeah, another that we haven't seen for a while. How you doing, Phil? Stoked to have you back. Few little wins last couple days. Yeah, I mean, I think using code for that is huge. How have I been? Just awesome, hanging out. I'd say this, right? I don't know exactly your situation there, Rich, but was it possibly like a lack of social interaction in some way? Because if so, we do have like channels over in the Discord. You're all more than welcome to join. I think it'd be worth it if we could like rally people to like, you know, just group watch the stream while you're like co-working and chatting with each other. I think that'd be cool. Up to you. I'm not trying to like assume I know what it was, but if the social aspect was part of it, that could help. I don't know for sure. I'm just throwing it out there. Just an idea. I know most people here are, you know, trying to keep to themselves most of the time, but we all need some good social interaction every once in a while. Okay, so not totally lack of it. Oh, I'm sorry, man. Ah, that sucks. That really sucks. There has to be some kind of like legal recourse for that. Right? There has to be some kind of legal recourse, but again, I don't know UK law. With the relationship it cost you, hopefully not the ex-wife. Oh, it involves a long amount of time. Okay. Ah, okay, so it just takes a certain amount of time. Gotcha. Yeah, you got this, man. You got this. Yeah, I think... Yeah, we all get frustrated, you know? It's 7 years for the UK. All right. That's not such a big deal. Right? Marriage is just a piece of paper at some point, you know? So stressing about that's probably not worth it. Right? As far as like, you know, your relationship. As long as they understand it, you don't let it get to you, you're probably good. Yeah, you got this. So yeah, thank you for sharing. I didn't mean to pry too much. I'm sorry. And there you go, exactly. No big deal. All right, let's try Yarn DX now. Wait, what about Turbo D? Okay, no, that's fine. All of that and Podman isn't even doing what I wanted it to. Hell yeah, Rich. Yeah, like, you can't bottle it all up. Yeah, you can't bottle it all up. Oh yeah, for sure, man. So cheers. Thank you for not feeling like I'm prying. All right, so we're going to go launch Rancher. After all that, now we just go relaunch Rancher. Ah, no worries, Rich. You got this. I feel like you helped yourself more than anything. And that's the important part. All right, let's get Rancher going. All of that brew, install, compile nonsense, and it didn't even do what we wanted. I'm sure there's some way I could have made it work, but I'm over it. So yeah, how about something else? What are you building with Next 14? The Vinyl Vault Show website. Okay. And that's right, that's right. Your previous name was Dex Vinyl, right? I'm sorry, I definitely forgot that part. Yeah, sure, man. Yeah, I totally forgot that part, Rich. Yeah, thank you. Like a terminal? I can't think of anything specific. I think she's got a website. I think hers is very terminal-like, and it might even be open source. Oh, and I'm sorry, Rich, 1 second. Yeah, 1 second. Yeah, I'd say check out Bash Bunny's GitHub. She might have that open source. Another thing you might consider, though, that's a little different is this. I think she did a lot of coding it by hand herself. But there's always this, too, if you want to use Bootstrap. Yeah, no worries. I think it's kind of fun. So yeah, you know, definitely worth checking out. It's more like bios than anything, but it's pretty cool. And for the most part, the magic of it is you end up just using Bootstrap, and then you just add that as a theme on top, which becomes like really useful. So if you ever want to change it, you could always go to just like boot swatch. You know, find some theme in here that you like. All right, that's super old school, right? You want to go Web 2.0 back in like the 2006 days? There you go. This one I actually like because the buttons look like actual buttons. This one's pretty good. But yeah, the idea of just being able to bootstrap some other theme on top of, I mean, literally bootstrap another theme on top of Bootstrap, that's actually really powerful. I think it's pretty cool. Right? It's very much in line with like the CSS Zen Garden or whatever. Anyone remember that? Right? So this was a very old site that proved out the value of CSS. Because basically it's all the same markup, and the only thing that changes it is the CSS. Right? So you have very different looking sites using only CSS to change it, which is pretty cool. So yeah, boot swatch and Bootstrap in general kind of reminds me of that, because if you just build a theme on top of Bootstrap and just build Bootstrap, you can just like swap out your theme on top of it without changing anything really. And that's kind of cool. And yeah, gradient buttons for days. Yeah. That is very much a year 2006 kind of thing. Web 2.0. No. I'm not even certain it was used at Twitter that much, but it was made by an engineer at Twitter. Right? It was Twitter Bootstrap because an engineer at Twitter created it on the clock. Right? So Twitter owned it. But I'm not positive they actually used it that much. I don't remember. I don't know. But I would assume they're not using it at all anymore. I have no idea, though. No clue. But I do know at least like the bare minimum of it. Like, yeah, the creator of Bootstrap worked at Twitter at the time. It could be very much like how Bazel is made by Google, but the thing that Google uses internally is called Blaze. It's not Bazel. Similar, it's close, but it's not the same. Very similar, Google has an internal thing called Borg that is what basically inspired and created Kubernetes, but they're not the same thing. So it may have been something like that. Yeah, 1 second. Sorry, Rich. Okay. I'm probably zoomed in too much to make it look pretty. So let me zoom out a bit more. There's like a 100% that you'd kind of expect it to see. I mean, based on what we're seeing when I zoom in, you might want to look at some of your middle breakpoints, right? Before you go to like mobile. I mean, this is your tablet breakpoint, but there's probably some like intermediate breakpoint that could use some work, because that starts to look a little funky, right? No worries. I'm just throwing it out there. Just random idea. You asked for this, man. Right? So, if I see something, I'll say something. I'm not going to do a giant, like, you know, whole page critique. I like this sidebar. Solid. Yeah, solid. Yeah, nothing's final. Yeah, you said you're working on it. I get you. Okay, that actually kind of works for mobile. I like it. The one thing you might want to do for mobile is just like spacing these out a little bit better. Just so that there's no like accidental clicks on the wrong one. Ooh, Savage Garden. That's something I haven't seen in ages. Whew. That is vintage. I'd say you may want to figure out something about the last played, because 54 years ago doesn't make much sense, does it? Now, I know why. It's you're using, like, the 0 date for the epic of 1970, of when timestamps started. But that might be something to fix. Just throwing that out there. Again, you asked for this. I'm not trying to rip it apart. I'm just saying some things I notice. Yeah, it looks pretty. If you're open to just like a general design tip, refactoring UI. If you want to like level up your design skills, this is one of the best places to do it. No, that's fine, Rich. Yeah, no worries. But yeah, if you want to get some like good tips on how to make sites that look modern and spaced out and blah, 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 right? This could be worth it. Exactly. Yeah, if you're into Tailwind, yeah, for sure, man. This is the creator of Tailwind. This is a book he made, right, back then. So, yeah, I've heard designers recommend this book as well. Right? Use fewer borders, right? By opting for background colors or box shadow instead. Things like that. There's just a whole bunch of like random stuff. And like look at how it improves it. By removing the borders and making sure that you have highlights and selection done via background colors instead, it ends up looking way cleaner, right? With only just a little bit of a change. So, something to consider. Yeah, I've heard a lot of good, positive recommendations for this from people who are very design focused. I'm not, but it totally helps. Yeah, like really good tips in here. God, there's some hair that's just lingering over here, man. Is it on the beanie? No, it's a different beanie. It's got to be my eyebrow hair. But yeah, I've heard really good recommendations for that, so worth checking out. If you're working for a company right now, you might even get them to foot the bill. Then other people can use it too. Ah, that's fine. Just throwing it out there. Yeah. I think the amount of value you would get from it would be huge. Because I think based on what we were seeing on your site, yeah, some of like the spacing things and, you know, less borders and some of that stuff might hugely help. So, yeah. Keep in mind that the first 2 chapters are free, so you can just go read those and check them out, and then decide if you actually really do like it. All right, hold on. So, Rancher. You dead, man? Okay, it's live. So now, will it blend? Yeah. So we got to do pseudo for this now. All right, cool. Whew. I was worried for a sec. All right. Oh, damn it. I got distracted. I was like, oh, I got time to double check Twitter, see if anything's happened. Oops. What's up, Funky Monkey? Brass Monkey, that funky monkey. And yeah, Phil, I hope I said thank you for the sub. I know I said hi. I might have forgotten to say thank you. So yeah, thank you. All right, so the DB migrations run. We can start, you know, while that's going, we can keep hacking stuff out. Yeah, sure, let's check it out. Oh, damn it. I keep forgetting who has privileges for links and who doesn't. So 1 second. It just means you, like, in the entire time you've been here, you haven't tried to do a link yet. That's really cool, man. Thank you. But yeah, I can still get the link. All right, there it is. I hope so. God, I don't know where this hair is. Oh, shit. I've been wanting to fix this for a while. Nope, that ain't it. Yeah, I don't know if I can play this. My keyboard, instead of like being held. Oh, interesting. Okay. You can use mouse. I would say that should be more obvious. Yeah, that's good. Okay. Like, make the user choose their input at the beginning. That way you can, like, show more relevant text. Yeah, exactly. Mouse to work with mobile. Yeah, I'd say, right, detect mobile so that you know you don't even have to show anything else. But holding space doesn't make much sense, right? On mobile, so, like, those buttons don't even work. So, yeah. Is there any reason I wouldn't just want to, like, sprint every time? Oh, I failed. I got noticed. Oh, I got caught by 5 coworkers. Okay, I see, I see. Okay. Shit. Is there a way to jump or anything? Ooh, you might not have wired up jumping to the click. Oh, it's walking. Okay. Oh, I see. Yeah, so how does the user know that? Yeah, so I think you need to figure out like a good onboarding. Right? So that the user's aware of when jump happens and all that. Yeah, they say no jumping, press space, but when? It doesn't say you can't do it while sneaking. I get you, but I think learned experiences are worse than experiences that are explicit. Okay, it's not a great user experience, though. Oop. Jetpack Joyride. Okay, that makes sense. I don't know if I played that one. No, I get you. I'm not trying to like shit on it or anything. I'm just saying, you know, you could improve the experience. Oh, and I need to let the boss not see me. Okay. Yeah, I think it's cool. I like the graphics. I really like the graphics. Yeah, no worries, Goop. Yeah, I really like the graphics. Exactly, right? Like, as an example, Todd Howard from Bethesda has been quoted as saying that they spent years trying to make Starfield actually fun. Right? Because if it's not fun, it doesn't matter how good the rest of the game is, right? And that involved optimizing some of like the mechanics of the game, right? It's why fuel basically doesn't matter in Starfield, because every player that they had playing it got really frustrated by the fuel mechanic. So that ends up being one of the like most important things. The game is to be fun, not to teach the player a lesson, you know? Now, I do think having a hardcore mode for Starfield that does care about fuel, boom, that'd be amazing. Yeah, no worries. Yeah, it's cool. I would say for like the eventual, yeah, no worries, man. For the eventual like larger game we were talking about, 9 to 5 or whatever you want to call it, I would actually try and maybe abandon the single button aspect and then just make like a platformer, right, of some kind. Doesn't have to be just single like 2D. You could do like a 2.5D platformer. Yeah, I would say like build out the mini games for it. I think the idea of trying to escape work on time, right, or like early, that's a fun concept for sure. But then building mini games around it and making sure that, you know, just don't be married to the single button approach. I think that would be the key. And then at that point, teaching mechanics is going to be really important. So quick next question, is there an easy way to change the port from the standard 3000? Yeah, exactly, right? That was for the jam. I'm saying, like, for the next iteration of it. So, Rich, are you saying with Next.js, you can change the port in dev. In production, you shouldn't be using the port. Right? Like, there's no port in this URL. So if you're talking about just changing the port in local dev, yeah, that's totally a thing. You should have been able to find that in the docs pretty easily. Right? I doubt this has changed at all. Yeah, so in your dev and start commands, just do -p. There's a big difference between capitalized P and lowercase p. Also, you should be able to run next -- help, and it'll list out all the arguments you can do. Right? You might have to do npm run next -- help, or yarn, or whatever you're using. But for CLI tools like that, they almost always ship with an explanation of the arguments you can pass using the help. But yeah, capitalization is very important to get correct. In the examples we saw, it's lowercase. All right, so get temporary IDs. This is going to be const user, and that is equal to maybe. All right, so just how I did that, yarn next help. Oh, that was weird. I think you have to do the command and then help. Oh. Yeah, there you go. So yeah, it's lowercase. H is capitalized. Sure, no worries, Rich. Ooh, 5:30. Okay. There we go. So yeah, in here. Cool, we do that. So yeah, this function's just gonna glue all that stuff together. We end up getting user ID done. Now we need to create a team ID. And this playlist is a little too crunchy. Here we go. Oh, and that's right. Yeah. So API key goes in there. When we create the team, let's go look at that function. we end up needing name and slug. Ooh, now hold on. When posting to here, what do we get back? We get a 201, so we got to query it pretty much in the same exact way. That's a little bit annoying. But it does mean that we got a lot of the logic, so that's fine. All right, so create team. Hey, what's up, Adam? I was lurking you. Who'd you end up heading towards? Ah, Cardboard Cowboy's great. Nice. Yeah, awesome stuff today, man. I know I saw a comment while I was lurking that someone was asking, do you get access to OBS from your bot? And I had just found this out the other day. Hold on, did you tell me this? Someone told me this, that you can actually get direct access to OBS from inside of a browser source. There's like APIs exposed on the window, which is awesome. So you don't even need to use OBS WebSocket. Or OBS WebSocket JS or whatever. Just figured I'd throw that out there just in case. Okay, I had not heard about that yet. It's really cool. Yeah, I can't remember who was telling me that now. So that's my bad. Oops. But yeah, how was your stream? Make some good progress? And I just realized, oh man, Adam. Next time we meet up, Seattle.js is next Wednesday, but it's out in Seattle. I got some stickers to give you. It's a sticker sheet. Yep, getting into the swing of things again? Hell yeah. Yeah, it's just great. You're back now, right? All right, so yeah, if you didn't have or if you didn't catch it due to the stream delay, yeah, I got some stickers to give you. Okay, cool. And how's it going, Hurt Gaming? Welcome. Yeah, it's so cool seeing like a bunch of like the old regulars from your stream like hanging out, like Toulouse and Ski Dog, and yeah, it's just awesome. It was cool seeing them lurking, seeing them chatting in your stream. Oh, and are you interested in Rust at all? Because I don't know if you know about this. There is like the Rust meetup group. They meet at like the Microsoft Reactor in Redmond. Just throwing it out there. Oh yeah? Cool. Well, I'm gonna look right now anyway. Ooh, yeah. That'd be awesome. Yeah, that'd be cool. Yeah. If you're not into it much yet, it's not a big deal. But I do remember chatting with someone who works at Microsoft. I forget. Like, they do security stuff, but they're really into Rust. And they were saying it's like a good 30 people, which is huge for an East Side meetup. So yeah, that's cool. But yeah, I think that'd be amazing. The thing you sent. So yeah, we should try and do that. And we could always co-opt Seattle.js at some point, right? You know, they're already going to be meeting up, so we can encourage people to just show up to that. That could work. Exactly. I mean, no, for our benign purposes. For our mutually beneficial purposes, because they like having people there. And honestly, if you want to like hype up your stream, they're like always willing to have like a quick 5-minute like, hey, here's what I do. Like not even 5 minutes, like, you know, just quick thing. You're always welcome to do that. If you're hesitant to like propose it through their website, I could always link you up with one of the organizers on Twitter or whatever. Up to you. I know presenting isn't your favorite thing. I just figured I'd let you know. It's always an option. And yeah, hold on. We're gonna do this, because I'm just so stoked to see you streaming again. Yeah, seriously, everyone. I don't want to embarrass Adam too much, but yeah, his stream is definitely one of the ones that I remember seeing before I even started streaming and thinking, wow, he makes this look so fun. He's just building his fun side projects. So yeah, huge inspiration. One of the OG triple, right? Like, do you remember what year you started? What was that, like 2014? I remember shortly before you took your hiatus, you had hit your like 5-year mark. So I'm just kind of like extrapolating from that. Oh, you're good. Late 2015. Cool. Yeah. Thank you. And yeah, no worries. Thank you for the lurk. Thanks for hanging out. Yeah, December's nuts. Yeah, I get you. Yeah, January's probably better. Like, people got holiday stuff to do during December. There's a couple other Seattle streamers, too. Like, Seattle area. Do you know Acorn? I believe she mentioned that you'd rated her at some point. I think maybe Monday. Or some point. I don't remember when. But yeah, she's in the area too. So yeah, we could organize just like a good fun Twitch streamer meetup. Might even make sense to do it at the Oh, that's right. I did. That's right. Yeah. Okay. Might even make sense to do like the Twitch like Soba. That could be a good venue to like meet up with people too. Like they've started doing the Soba in-person meetups again. Oh, probably wouldn't join Soba again? Okay. Is it just too many people? It is a little cringe, right? All the like smaller gaming streamers that are trying to pitch you as like a viewer for their stream. It's like, dude, other streamers are not the right people to advertise to. All right? I don't want to get the pitches. All right? Let's just chat like human beings. So yeah, there's a little bit of that. But yeah, I don't know. We'll figure it out. Totally. As a venue, Optimism Brewery. I think it's Optimism. Yeah, Optimism in Capitol Hill. You can like reserve like large group meetings for free. Like it's really good. Yeah, exactly, Adam. Yeah, getting pitched. Ugh. But yeah, there's a few like venues that we could host it at. So yeah, totally an option. And Optimism is especially cool because you can like bring your own food. So we could even like bring some pizzas in because they don't serve food there. All right, so back to what we got. And yeah, we got plenty of time. Got my pork thawing, which will be good. Team ID we got done. We should look at how to create a schedule now. Pork man. Yeah, there you go. I do like me some pig. Pig is delicious. Ooh, I know you and I actually have like really similar like game, like, you know, video game like preferences. You played anything really good lately? And maybe, yeah, you're super busy, like, I get it. But yeah, got anything you're like really pumped on? I'll throw out my recommendation, Dave the Diver. Every single person here should give Dave the Diver a try. It is such a good game. The soundtrack, the mini games, like, oh man, yeah, so relaxing when you want it to be, or, you know, you can go do like the missions and it's a little less relaxing. Super fun. Oh, classic WoW. Are you doing like the Season of Discovery? We have a whole group, like a guild called Only Devs. You're welcome to join us on. It's on Wild Growth. And yeah, Super Mario RPG is so good. You're on Lava Lash? Cool. Do you have a group that you play with over there? Because if you're solo, I'll gladly help you level a character. Right? We'll level characters together. Currently, I'm playing a Warlock. I never played WoW back in the day, so I don't know anything about it. It's all brand new to me. I played Ultima Online, like years prior to that. Playing with a friend? Yeah, no worries. Just wanted to check. So I played Ultima Online like prior to WoW even being released, and that's like my nostalgia game. And I missed out on WoW because I was a snowboard bum, right? And never had reliable enough internet to play WoW. So yeah, when I graduated high school, WoW came out like the year after. And, you know, like I was already snowboard bum living at Mount Hood. Didn't have reliable internet kind of stuff. But yeah, oh man, Ultima Online, so good. Hold up. Ikagen, have you seen this video? Ultima Online, ecology. How gamers killed Ultima Online's virtual ecology. I think I played a bit of like modern WoW when like the Dragon expansion came out, and then I fell off of that. So yeah, like Season of Discovery, it's not my first like foray into it, but it's like I'm a higher level than I've ever been before. I think I got to like level 5 on my first attempt. Ooh, yeah, Ikagen. So for everyone else out there, and a slight spoiler, this isn't even like the main point of the video. It's just like a throwaway thing that they mention. When we talk about databases and scaling them, we talk about shards of the database, right? Sharding the database. That term comes from Ultima Online, right? Ikagen, you know the term shard, right? They're the ones that created that exact term for the separate servers that we now use for database scalability in general. They coined that term, and it's propagated, and so many people don't even realize where it comes from. The quality of life improvements, I feel like there's a lot of expansions you can add, though. Yeah, no worries, Adam. Yeah, I feel like I need to just add a bunch of expansions to the WoW Classic that'll make it actually, like, you know, better. But I think, yeah, WoW Classic without expansions and you know, like, and extensions, that's what I'm looking for, ends up being, yeah, like, where am I going? Oh, you gotta, like, read the thing to, like, really know. So you end up, like, Googling for a bunch of, like, map stuff. Which I think does take away some of the fun, because I think really the magic of it back then was, like, discovering the map and, like, having to read the things to go do it. I think it's almost a similar comparison to, like, Skyrim versus Morrowind. In Morrowind, you had to actually read the description of a mission to know where to go. They weren't just going to give you a map point to, like, walk towards. I think that discovery, that, like, letting you figure it out was really nice back in the day, but we'd become accustomed to needing things pointed out to us. So I think that's also an issue that WoW Classic kind of deals with. Ultima Online was very similar. Where am I going? Well, it says the city. That's all I know. And then you got to just run there. Like, yeah, so I don't know. Games back in the day held our hands a lot less. But yeah, so Ecogen and everyone else out there, yeah, there's like an in-universe reason in Ultima Online for why they needed multiple servers. And it's basically there was the World Crystal or the Crystal of Eternity, or I forget the name of it. The Wizard Mondane had this crystal, and when you killed him, he dropped it, and it shattered, creating the multiverse that actually, like, you know, gave us these different shards. Exactly. Yeah. I think they even talk about that in the beginning of Ultima Online, like in the cutscene, like the thing, right? The servers, the shards. Yeah. Like they even show the crystal shattering and stuff. Yeah, it's really cool. Like really good. And the fact that they felt like they needed a lore reason for separating these things because they knew they wouldn't be able to handle the scale. Genius. Not originally. No, the original game, all of the shards were the same. Then eventually they opted towards like the Trammel and other like version. Trammel was like the good one. I forget the other one where it was like PvP was allowed. In original, there was no separation between Trammel and the other because PvP was allowed just in universe. Like, full PvP was totally allowed in original Ultima Online. So you might be thinking about, like, when they did Second Age. Second Age is when I think they established Trammel in the other world. Yeah, right, like, yeah, Second Age, yep. So basically, best houses were the ones right north of, like, the cemetery there. Because the Brit Cemetery is the best place to level your character's, like, skills. And to get your, like, stats up. Dude, yeah. Hold on, Ecogen. Do you know that there are free shards right now? The one I've played is UO Excelsior. If you want to get that, like, nostalgia fix. It's a really awesome, welcoming community, too. They've done some custom stuff. But yeah, it's really good. Right? No PK. You can do PvP, but that's dueling and you have to opt into it. Yeah, dude. It's awesome. It's really awesome. I would recommend getting Razor. Razor is a tool to, like, create macros and, like, connect to private shards. And if you ever want to play, I got a gaming stream. I won't be able to do it tonight. But at some point, if we plan ahead for it, I'd love to hop back into some Ultima Online. We'll see if they deleted my character yet. It's been like a year since I played, so they might have deleted it. No, so, I mean, UO macro is, like, specifically a macro tool. Razor has macros built in, but it's also a tool for managing UO. So it allows you to override some of the settings and things like that. Like, it really, like, bootstraps into the client in a very specific way to where, like, you can set the resolution higher. So you're not restricted to the 640 by 480, right? You can do a whole bunch of that stuff, like, really easy. And it allows, like, an easy connection to third-party servers. So I don't think UO Macro ever considered itself needing to do the third-party server thing because UO Macro was just connecting to the, like, you would just connect to the core server. SWG, is that Star Wars Galaxies or something? Okay. Yeah, I never played Star Wars Galaxies. Star Wars The Old Republic is a fantastic game, too. You get a lot of really good, like, Old Republic stories and stuff, too. And it's, like, totally free to progress through the entire story mode, basically. So, yeah, if you're a big Star Wars fan, I'd say check out The Old Republic. The amount of content you get for free out of it is really cool. But yeah. Yeah. Man, seriously, Ikagen. I'd be stoked to play some Ultima Online. I want to get a crew together. It's so much more fun with a group. Ooh, hold up. Wait. Ikagen. Is The Old Republic a BioWare game? Or are you thinking of Knights of the Old Republic? I wasn't aware that The Old Republic was BioWare. I know the old games are. They did. Oh, cool. So it was like originally BioWare and then maybe some other studio started like adding expansions or something? Ah, that makes more sense too. Okay. Wait, if EA bought them, yeah, maybe it's gone downhill and they try and like milk you for money. Is it? Well, I mean, it was still like there was stuff you could pay for, but you could actually enjoy the game without doing so. Right? Is it still that way, or has EA ruined like the free-to-play aspect? Because I remember previously you could do the entire story mode without spending a dime. Right? You could level your character up to like the final like level, right? 60 or whatever. Okay, yeah, and the micro stuff is, like, all cosmetic. Okay, yeah, awesome. I'm glad they didn't, like, mess that up too much. Cool. Yeah, so I stand by the recommendation for the Old Republic. Again, if you haven't seen any Darth Revan stuff or, like, some of the other, like, Old Republic characters, it's pretty good. And it's better graphics than, like, the Knights of the Old Republic games. I've gone back and tried to play the Knights of the Old Republic games, and it's rough. It is pretty rough. I'd love to see some remasters. That would be awesome. Oh, that'd be so cool. Or just a new Knights of the Old Republic game. That'd be amazing. Yeah, Darth Revan, he's the classic. Yeah. Does the Old Republic stuff classify as extended universe? Does that mean it's not canon? Yeah, so Old Republic stuff is not canon. That is so lame. Ah, weak. Star Wars fans won't let us have anything nice. Right? Like, you know, canon Star Wars fans. The hardest people to please in the universe. And hey, what's up, Joseph? How you doing over there? Oh, extra action bars. That's right. Yeah, I do remember having to, like, click a bunch of actions instead of, like, being able to, like, wire it up. You don't end up needing most of those actions, though, which I think is interesting. Right? Just like WoW, you're going to actually only end up using, like, 3 spells. Even if you got all of them, you're only going to use 3. At least from, like, all the spell books and, like, guides and BS I've seen. Right? Based on your build, you might change the 3 that you use, but you're going to do basically just the 3. Maybe even less than that, right? Yeah, if you're a hunter, you only got 2. All right? Wire that up to a macro on your mouse, and you don't even have to touch the keyboard. Oh, there you go. There you go. All right, we are getting to a point. Let's hack out a little bit more of this. Let's even try doing what we got. We don't need to finish this part. We know where we're leaving off. We'll pick back up tomorrow, doing more work on this. Hey, what up, Kinslayer? Just hit 25 on your hunter like 30 minutes ago? Nice. Yeah, I'm only level 10 right now, so I got some leveling to do. Yeah, I might start a hunter as well. I like the idea of limiting the levels to 25. Because it means, like, you don't gotta grind all the way to 60 to have fun with your friends that grind it quicker than you. Or that started sooner. I really like the idea of the tiered, like, season system. Ah, no worries, Ikagen. Yeah, Ultima. I really like the fact that WoW Classic actually does build some skills based upon how you use them, like how often you use them, right? Like your defense or your dagger skill or whatever, right? It's based upon how much you're using it. That's awesome. Oh, that's so good. That was my favorite thing about Ultima 2. All you had to do was actually use your sword to kill things, and you leveled up your swordsmanship. Yeah, the usage-based leveling is my favorite. Yeah, the 700 skill system, right? Because you could pick 7 skills to level to 100, or maybe even like some that you only wanted at 50, right? But you had a total level cap of only 700 skill points. It was really good. Yeah, now there's so much pressure to min-max, yeah. Yeah, Ikagen, hold on. Let me just shout this out. My main character in Ultima Online was a thief. Before T2A. Oh, so Rich, there isn't an official server anymore. No matter what, you'd have to start from scratch. Damn right, Ikagen. Yes, I was a thief. I would sit there, hidden, right next to the bank, and then just steal from people as they, like, went into their bank. Oh, man. And you'd be working with another thief, so once the guards killed you, you have a thief loot your body quicker, and hey, that's free and clear. Theirs now, right? You could actually get, like, a good, like, thief group together, and people would hate you. But it was so good. Oh, it was so good. Oh, it was so good. My favorite thing was actually sitting there in all, like, blessed items, right? So the thing, right? A helmet that you would get blessed, right? All those, like blessed items that make it look like you're a legit character, right? You'd have a blessed shield, blessed sword, like all those things. Right? But then they're all blessed, so you don't care if you die, and you sit there spamming the selling blank at the bank, right? Like, I got ruin, I got might. Who needs a sword of ruin? Let me know. Right? You're saying that so people don't suspect you, so they stand right next to you, and then you just snoop into their bag. Yeah, once they pull, like, you know, bank guards, whatever, their macro, they pull it into their inventory. You see it pop right in there because you were snooping them the whole time. And then you just steal it. If you get caught, the guards get called, but your homie loots you and you're good. Oh, those were the days. That was the best. Oh, that was the best. And yeah, hell yeah, Adam, good work. Laundry, gym, dishes, and trash? Woo! You just listed out, like, my entire, like, weekly goals. And you did that in one day? Okay, man. Come on. Stop flexing on us. Ooh, Anarchy is good. Yeah, Anarchy was super fun. I ended up finding some grid armor, level 2, from the place that you would loot it. Sold that shit, got the level 1, and, you know, I was pretty much done with the game by the time I reached the point where, like, the level 1 wasn't worth it anymore. Dude, the grid armor in Anarchy? Woo! Yeah, that was fun. So you just mean learning, not just ranking? I get you, Rich. Like, if you ever want to give it a shot, it's free. You could play Ultima Online today. For free. With a really good community. And yeah, there's guides for leveling up stats if you want. Yeah. MH? Damn right. I'm your pusher, man. I'm your brother. I'm your daddy. I'm that person in the alley. I'm your pusher. Oh, mental health. Yeah. No. Yeah. Don't get too deep into some game. Right? That'd be brutal. Yeah, I think we're at the point where I should probably just call it. I'd like to run this test, though. So let's do that. I think I have a command for that. Let's double check it. Let's just see what we get logged, and let's try. Open API, generate we're good on. Okay, so, yeah, that's right. The server is not running even after we did the Yarn DX thing. I forgot about that. Yeah, no worries, Adam. Yeah, I'm probably wrapping up soon, too. So, yeah, have a great rest of your day, too. Cheers. Thanks for hanging out. Yeah, I just want to try and run this first. Cross my fingers that all of that stuff we hacked out without being able to run it yet works first try. Will it blend? Oh, I should have done will it blend. Oh, that's right. We can't do export. We'd have to do module.exports because we're in JS land. Yeah, that's the problem for tomorrow. Because I got some pork chops to cook. So, Dune Awakening is by Funcom? Yeah, Funcom did Anarchy, right? I could check it out. But first and foremost, who do we go raid? And man, the YouTube really didn't do well today. People don't give a shit about cal.com. Alright, whatever. Not on YouTube, at least. So yeah, YouTube, I'm going to say goodbye. Thank you for people glancing at it.